Rev up your engines!
Lockjaw Remedy says, Scotty, what do you think for Ford Rangers? I have a 2000 Ranger that runs perfectly. They can be great pickup trucks. Hey, my wife's niece had one. She had 200-something thousand miles. It still ran fine. They can be very good pickup trucks if you take care of them. A lot of guys like the 4-cylinders because they get a little bit better gas mileage, and they last longer because they're simpler. If you want a vehicle to last longer, you want it to be simpler. So if you get a straight 4-cylinder engine, yeah, they don't have the horsepower, but they have less moving parts than a V6 engine that those things have. I see the V6 engines don't last as long as the 4s in those Rangers, so if you want long life, get a Ranger that's got a 4-cylinder engine in it, and if at all possible, if you can drive a standard, of course, the standard transmissions generally last forever, and you won't have the problem of having to rebuild an automatic transmission if you keep it 200,000-300,000 miles, and that wears out. Ivan Komadina says, what do you think? Is it worth it to invest in an old BMW E30 that has a bit of rust on the fenders and a repairable engine is fine? Not really. Now, I mean, if you live in Europe where parts are cheaper, you might want to play around with the thing, but once you have rust, it rusts from the inside out, the whole car is probably going to rust out. So that, you're just going to live with something like that. That's how the world is. And why buy something like that? Plus, BMWs, as they age, they generally turn into endless money pits, especially modern ones. That's just how those things are. Everything's plastic and electronic, and as they age and it breaks, they're hellacious cars for fixing. I wouldn't buy one of those. But if you can get it dirt cheap, I've had people buy them dirt cheap for $1,000, $1,500, toy around with them. But if you're going to use it for an everyday driver, not a smart move. Mike Alejo says, Scotty, what do you think of electronic hand parking brakes nowadays for the emergency brakes? I don't like them because it makes them much more complicated, and it's stupid as far as I'm concerned. The old ones, you pulled on a cable, the cable pulled them, simple system. Nothing can go wrong other than it can rust. The new ones, they're all electronic. Some of them are computer controlled. I've seen them break and lock on. I mean, it just creates a rat's nest of possible problems when it used to be a simple system. But now they want to control everything with computers, so they're going to them because they know, hey, that stuff's going to break. Look at Mercedes-Benz. For a while, they were actually making in some of their cars electronic brakes, not just the parking brake, but the whole brake system. Guess what they did? They stopped doing it because they had so many problems with the brakes or at the wheels. When it rains, there's water all over the place, and all the electronic stuff started to short out. It's only common sense. Do you want to put electronic parts where all this water sloshing around? I think it's a really stupid idea. I don't like them. Banana Man says, I got a 2008 Suzuki Swift. Fuel smell in the cabin when the car's filled or left off for a few hours after a long drive. What's the reason? The smell in the interior. Okay, I got a video called, Does Your Car Smell like Gasoline? Watch that. It shows you everything you could possibly do. But from those descriptions, the first thing I would check is, have the gas cap checked. Or just buy another gas cap, because if it's not sealing, you're going to get that smell. The other thing that those are notorious for is having a bad Evap canister vent valve. When you refill your car with gas, it's supposed to make all the fumes go into the Evap canister, and then when you start the car, it's supposed to burn it. If you have a bad Evap canister vent valve and it's stuck open, when you refill the car, all those fumes are going to get under the hood and you're going to smell it. So you might want to have that checked too when you're trying to figure out where the smell's coming from.
So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.